You are live. I'm going to walk out the door and knock.
Mm-hmm.
Give it 2 seconds and start.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. Welcome, guys, dogs, cats, moms, Dolphins fans, Buccaneer fans, whoever's watching to KOK Podcast, Call it Keenan, where we get inside the minds of champions. Before I get into anything, I need you guys to subscribe, give me some love in the comments, you get what I'm saying? And yeah, we're doing great. We're like halfway throughout the year. And just you guys tell me about how's things been so far. I'm here with a very special guest. I wanted to change and give you guys different sports as you guys asked. Someone in the comments told me they want to see tennis, right? And I'm like, you know what? I think that'll be pretty dope. And yeah, we have probably one of the best tennis players here. I'm just going to go a bit of her accolades. You guys give me some time, right? She's the 2024 NCAA singles champion, 3 times ITA All-American, 2024 ACC Player of the Year, 2024 AC Scholar Athlete of the Year, 2024 U.S. Open Wildcard, 2024 Honda Sport Award finalist, 2024 First Team All-ACC Singles, 2024 CSC Academic All-American Second Team, 2024 All-ACC Academic Team, ACC Player of the Week, 2023 First Team All-ACC, 2023 Third Team All-ACC Doubles, and the first one was singles, 2023 All-ACC Academic Team, 2023 4-time AC Player of the Week, 2023 ITA Scholar Athlete, 2021 Big Ten Player of the Year, 2021 Big Ten Freshman of the Year, 2021 First Team All-Big Ten, 2021 Big Ten All-American, All-Tournament Team, 2021 ITA Central Region Rookie of the Year, and 2021 USTA Collegiate Summer Team. I'm here with the Grand Queen, Alexa Noel. How are you feeling?
Can I say something real quick?
Yes, go ahead.
First of all, that's a horrible way to start the podcast. Secondly, I don't want to do this to you. My last name is Noel.
Noel?
Yeah.
It was Noel?
Yeah, it's been Noel.
But this is, no. So my home, it's spelled N-O.
E-L.
Yeah, no. Oh, okay. So I have a friend. His last name is Noel.
Yeah, I mean, you're not the first person that's
oh my gosh,
my whole
I
life's
suck.
been like that.
Can we do? So I'm gonna do it all over
the
again.
whole thing
No,
again?
I can't do it all. I can't do it all over again.
Like that.
Okay, so it's Alexa Noel.
Yeah.
Guys, please, if you watch this, you should have no excuse. Alexa Noel. All right. How you feeling today?
Great. Thanks for having me. Yeah.
Nah, man, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. I know we're in the midst of different projects and stuff like that. I know you're still in school right now, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I appreciate you for taking the time to come out. I thought it'd be pretty dope. You don't get too many times to hear from a, tennis player, a very good tennis player, a very good women tennis player, right? Athlete. So I think it's pretty dope that you came out here, and I just want to say I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks so much. Yeah, it's great to be here, and I always love to humbly brag at times. No, I'm just kidding. I actually hate it. I actually hate it. I'm like, I wish I had my shades on too. But
I'll give it to you halfway. I got you.
No, it's good. It's good. I'm excited. Let's see what you got.
Yeah, no, for sure. So for people out there, before I get into it, I just want to give them a little bit about Call it Keenan. So this is Call it Keenan, where we get inside the minds of champions. I like to interview more or less athletes, coaches, anyone that's in the sport industry, and kind of just give their background, their why, their passion, and what ultimately brought them to sports, right? So before we get into anything, I kind of want to give you the space just to introduce yourself, where you're from, how it was growing up, and we'll get into it.
Yeah, for sure. I'm Alexa, originally from Phoenix, but moved to Jersey when I was about 9-ish. I
love Jersey people.
Yeah. I don't know if I fully claim Jersey though.
What?
Yeah,
you have to. If you're from Jersey, I think you have to claim Jersey.
I don't know. I'm from North Jersey. I'm not like the ratchet. Shore, kind of like, that's not me. But anyway, when I was about 5, my family relocated to outside of Toronto for my dad's job. And that's actually where I picked up tennis at just local country club, just chilling, summer camp kind of thing.
Tennis is very prominent in Canada.
It is, yeah. The throughout the Northeast, yeah. It's a big country club, like gentleman sport almost. So it's super, super popular.
That's where I started in Quebec. My brother's from Quebec. I don't like it over here. It's very boring. But that's low-key where I started tennis too, because that's all they play.
Right, that makes sense. Yep. So my journey was interesting. I actually did high school online, so I could travel and play tournaments internationally. That's why I say I don't really claim Jersey, because I didn't really fully grow up there, if that makes sense. And I mean, I picked up a racket when I was like 6. Got kind of serious with it when I was maybe 10, 11, and I guess didn't really look back from there. So
No, that's really dope.
Yeah.
So you've been playing tennis as small as 6 years old, right?
Yeah.
What are some like prominent or some like very memorable memories, or like the ones that you like the most?
Would you say like result-wise or experiences?
Experience. I'll say experience.
I would say junior Wimbledon, I got to go in the what they call the royal box. It's like a royal box where Kate, William, all the Buckingham Palace peeps hang out in, and they watch Wimbledon on center court. And I got to go in there and hold my plate up and meet the Duke of Kent. I was like, I am like freaking royalty, man. This is sick. I would say that's a great memory. And honestly, there's been so many matches throughout college that I just have like come to, when I look back on them, I'm just so grateful, and like they're just memories I think I'll hold on to forever, really.
That's nice. That's nice. So from that point on, is that kind of where you said, you know what, this is something that I think I'm going to do? Like what age at that point where you was like, you know what, I think I'm going to take this serious?
Yeah, I probably as early as 11, I would say. That's when I stopped doing other sports. I stopped giving time to, I guess, just like recreational tennis. I knew from a young age that this was kind of the sport I wanted to pursue, and I kind of ran with it from there.
That's real. What other sports did you play?
I ran. I played basketball a little bit.
You was hooping?
Yeah, tried my hand at soccer. Hate it.
You in soccer?
Hate soccer. I don't know, just not my thing. Softball. I kind of did it all. Really.
No, that's real. What sport do you think helped cultivate you to go to tennis, or what sport did you bring more of those skills into tennis?
Yeah, that's a tough question just because I was so young. I mean, I don't know if I would have had any like true talent or, real like future with any other sport. I'm not sure, but I think just like pure translation over crossing sports, probably basketball, just because of the hand-eye coordination and the quick agility you need. But again, I don't know if it directly helped me get better at tennis. If it did, that's awesome, but I love it.
No, that's dope. So I find it interesting that you mentioned that you did high school online, right?
Yeah.
And as I know, because I have class with you, you're very intelligent. And I find that very interesting because a lot of athletes who do take classes online while being a full-time athlete, sometimes it just doesn't translate, right? How for you it's different. What can you say was the most beneficial thing from being focused, like traveling and doing stuff online as well too?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think that route kind of helped me or forced me to grow up a lot faster than your typical teenager going through high school. I was traveling the world by myself by 15, 16 years old.
Wow.
So I'm like in Brazil looking at the signs in Portuguese.
We went to Brazil and you don't even know.
In
it's
the
just
airport,
like survival.
and I'm like, where the hell am I?
I did the same thing, I promise you.
Yeah.
Got off the airplane, didn't know what. I was like,
you're like, where are you? Where are my bags? How am I getting on this next domestic flight?
But imagine that at 15.
I mean, it's such an eye-opening experience where you're just like, you have no choice but to figure it out. And I think that helped me develop a lot of like real world, real life skills in addition to, the like kind of high school I was doing, right? I think online high school is way easier
Yeah,
than doing
for
it in
sure.
person,
For
of course.
sure.
You have so much leeway and time, and you're doing it at your own pace. But I mean, those like street smarts that you develop, traveling, meeting people from different cultures, it's just something that you can't teach. So I think looking back on it, that's probably my biggest like takeaway.
No, that's nice. So you've traveled all over the world, right? Before we get into all these experiences that you encountered with different people, different games and stuff like that, what led you to do Miami? So you went through all these games as you were young, right? What led you to say, you know what, I want to play tennis at University of Miami?
It's like a huge story. Do you want to hear the whole thing or like the short version?
I mean, I have time.
So it's end of 2019. I just turned 17. I'm like, okay, I'm turning pro 100%. I'm gonna forego my last year of junior eligibility, so you have to be 18 and under to play in juniors. Like, I'm gonna skip my last year. I'm playing pro only. Beginning of 2020, COVID, takes over, ruins just about every opportunity.
Yeah, that's real.
And I'm sitting in my house, and I'm like, what am I gonna do? Like, all I've ever wanted was to kind of devote everything to pro tennis, and the first chance I get, it's we're shut down, tour shut down for over 6 months, and it's probably at this time July, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go to school. Like,
Yeah.
what am I gonna
At this
do?
point,
Why not go to school, have fun? And college was never in the cards for me. I was just like, this could be something really cool to do for the next year or so. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. And I didn't look anywhere. I didn't talk to anyone. All I did was email the head coach at the University of Iowa and pretty much said, hey, can you get on the phone with me? And I committed to Iowa within a week after that email was sent out. And I emailed Iowa because my parents are both originally from there. And at the time, I didn't know anything about the college athletic landscape. So I was like, okay, fine, Big Ten, program's probably okay.
Yeah.
Fast forward, I had an incredible freshman year at Iowa. I loved it, loved the coach, so many great friends, realized I loved college. But at the end of the year, I broke my ankle at NCAA's, and I was like, all right, well, I got to go back. I have to rehab all summer. I have to get this figured out. And, fast forward to November of the same year, beginning of my sophomore year, I still had complications, so May to November, not healed. And I figured out I had all these different issues. So I ended up having to have surgery.
Damn.
And at that point, I was like, before I was contemplating a little bit about wanting to transfer, wanting to go to a new place, maybe with a better program, with a higher probability of maybe winning NCAAs. And I broke my ankle, had the surgery, got in the portal, committed to Miami like very fast after that. And that was January of 2022. I committed, came to Miami May of 2022, took summer school, came in as a junior.
And then that's all she wrote right there. That's
Literally,
how you got to
that's
Miami.
like, it's just like the weirdest chain of events I've ever.
No, I don't find it weird because as athletes, we always literally, and I tell people this all the time, well, as a former athlete, we always go through up and downs.
Yeah.
And if you're not equipped to handle that, you're going to be at a huge disadvantage because forget about the games, right? It's either win or lose, right? You have to worry about the 6 a.m.s, the workouts, the rehab, which is very important, let alone the playbook or whatever you have to do, film, right? You have to deal with your coach getting on you, right? And then after all that, you have to deal with personal life.
Right. It's incredible.
It's incredible. So, it definitely makes sense. And I'm happy that you came here because obviously all these accolades, it doesn't matter. You probably would have done that anywhere, but definitely happy to have you here in Miami. Now, this is Call It Keenan where we get inside the mind of champion, right?
All right.
All of these accolades, I really want to know, what is one thing that you remember or one thing that you can tell us that led to all of these different achievements? Because, from traveling all over the world at a young age, going through all of the mishaps, especially with surgery as well too, because I had surgery and rehab is not easy.
Yeah.
But you still found a way to manage to do all of this stuff and even more. What is a few things or one thing that you can let us know? Get into the brain.
That's a tough question because it's like it's hard to kind of like make everything into one thing because there's so many different things that you have to do like well or right with like purposeful intent.
Which is true.
For all the stars to align. I'd say if I had to pick one, bottom line is you have to be, I would think you have to be passionate about what you do. And I think one of the only reasons that I was able possibly to continue the journey and continue to even get better through college, I think was because I feel like personally as like an athlete myself, my superpower is just like relentless fuel and like passion and drive. And honestly, sometimes it's not even to win, it's just to not lose. I think just my competitive spirit almost is what drove me through all of like goods, bads, uglies, anything that happened in my life. I was like, it doesn't matter. This is my passion, this is my purpose, and this is what I'm gonna do. And I think it's really hard to be successful at anything in life if you don't have that drive.
Passion and that drive. That's nice. That's nice. If there's one word you can describe yourself, what would it be?
Bro, I saw that on the list. I was like, what the heck? Oh, shoot. I think it's cliche, but I think I'm determined. I think that it goes hand in hand with kind of my previous answer, right? I think that my determination, I just refuse to almost not get what I want in some capacity, as terrible and toxic as it may sound. That's just kind of who I am, and if I want it, I'll chase it hard.
Yeah, that's nice. I need you on my team. We need more passionate, self-driven people like yourself because, that's dope. I can relate. Obviously, football was kind of my passion when I was younger, and that's literally all I knew. Now, once you start to climb up to, now you have people who just say they like football, and you have people who say they love football, then you have people who say, who just breathe and sleep it, right?
Yep.
And that's kind of where I got to I like football, but honestly, I got around other people. I didn't love football. Like, I still love it, but it's just, I just saw myself compared to other people, and I'm like, bro, I don't think this may be a thing for me, only because there's people, athletes, who sleep and breathe this thing, right?
Yeah.
I had got an injury in my hand, which kind of stopped me from trying to take it more serious. And I was like, I have to have a plan B. But, things work out for whatever reason. But I can agree. If you don't have that passion or that drive for whatever you're doing, it's going to be very, very hard.
Yeah, for sure.
No, that's dope. So I have a couple of rapid questions, right? And then we'll go back into the, serious thing. But we're going to play this or that, right? I'm going to name a couple of things, and you just pick which one you rather do, have, or like, right? So first one is Grand Slam title or Olympic gold?
Grand Slam.
Okay. Serve and volley or stay back and rally?
Stay back and rally.
Okay. Practice in extreme wind or extreme sun?
Oh, the sun for sure.
Okay. Big stadium court or small intimate court?
Is there a crowd?
I'm pretty sure if it was a crowd, you want a big stadium, right?
It depends. I mean, if there's like no crowd, you'd rather be on the small court because it feels like there's more crowd than there actually is.
Oh, okay.
There's no crowd and you're in this massive stadium. You're like, oh, I kind of suck.
All right, that's true. All right. Winning ugly or losing beautifully?
No, winning ugly. Come on.
Okay. All right. Traveling internationally or playing at home?
At home.
Okay. All right. Now I'm gonna ask you some other questions, right? Favorite tournament city that you ever played in?
Oh no.
And I know you've been to a lot.
Yeah. Favorite I played in. The city itself or the venue or?
I'll say the city itself.
Milan, Italy. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Okay. Most embarrassing moment on the court.
Ooh, probably my terrible attitude at times. Probably. I mean,
Okay.
just cursing, throwing rackets,
The rackets.
you know, whatever it is.
I've seen that happen before, and you guys have it tough. Like,
Yeah.
I've seen tennis players, like, it looks like they're talking to themselves, which all athletes do, but
Yeah.
you know it's different when you're very close to the athlete.
Right.
One athlete outside of tennis you look up to. It could be any athlete, or it could be tennis as well too.
Kobe.
Kobe?
Yeah.
That's real. If you had to wear one color on the court for the rest of your career, what would it be?
Oh my God, green.
Green?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good answer.
Yeah.
That's a good answer. Clay or hard court?
It used to be clay, but all of college tournaments are on hard court, so
yeah.
I've been playing on hard court for the last 5 years. So.
Yeah. Do
maybe
you like
hard
clay though?
Yeah, I used to. I used to
like clay?
only have success on clay court.
Oh my God. I can imagine sliding is easier on it, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. Morning workouts or night practices?
Morning.
Travel with the team or solo missions?
Team.
Team, definitely team. All right, no, that's dope. You did good.
Those
I like
are
this.
good questions. I
Yeah.
like 'em.
All right, so there's been a wave of young players making huge impacts like Mira Andreeva, if I'm saying
Yeah,
that right?
Andreeva, yeah.
Yeah, breaking through just at 16. Do you feel like that pushes you to reach your goals faster?
No, honestly, I don't. I think maybe for young kids that see that and realize that they can do it at such a young age, you know, probably is super inspiring. For me, no, I don't. I've been trying to get better at, you know, just throughout the course of my journey in my life of not comparing myself to anybody else and realizing that my journey is super specific to me. So. No, I mean, she's incredible, and
Yeah.
and I'm sure she inspires millions of kids throughout the world. But no, just maybe not me.
Yeah, no, that's real. That's
Yeah.
nice. I tell people not to rush it, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to. There's a quote, and I don't want to say it doesn't go hand in hand, but it kind of does, where it says comparison is a thief of joy.
Yeah.
So, you know, once you start to look to your left and right and you start looking at other people's gifts and stuff, you know, it takes away from what you're doing now.
For sure.
So that's a good mindset. Now, heading into the future, right, what do you see for yourself, and how do you feel like tennis is going to help you get there?
Yeah, I'm kind of, you know, in the awkward phase of my life where I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do post graduation, if I want to keep playing, if I want to move on. I'm not sure what path I'll specifically go down yet. I think I would love to get into college coaching. I think that could be something I look forward to, but oh, man, I think tennis is a great sport. Just like any other sport, but it has a very interesting way of teaching you skills of life. It's not only about wins and losses purely on the court, but I think that tennis, being an individual sport, kind of teaches you to not be codependent, fight for yourself, problem solving. So I'm just so fortunate and grateful that I picked the sport that's probably, I mean, in my eyes, one of the toughest sports in the world.
It is.
And has just been able to bring me through so many different experiences that I now feel prepared at 22 through
Especially
it all.
for life, too.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, and I'm glad you brought that up. Run me a day in the life of Alexa.
Oh, like training, class.
Yeah, a typical day.
Yeah, jeez. A long day.
Starting from when you wake up and that alarm rings.
Oh, man. So got to be at the training room at 8:15. I'm up by 7. At the training room, 8:15. We're in the training room 8:15 to 9, taping, warming up, practicing 9 to 11:30 on the court. 11:30 to 12:30, 12:45 in the gym or doing conditioning. After that, we're at like 12:45. I'm in the training room again 15 to 30 minutes after that. mandatory cold tub. Our coach makes us do a mandatory cold tub every day. I'm like, oh my God. So it's about 1:30, get lunch, look at whatever BS homework we have, you know?
Definitely heavy on that.
Yeah. And then class 5 to 8, and I mean, in between 1:30 and 5 is free. Most of the time it's not, though. I'll have like a meeting with sports psych, meeting with, you know, our group presentations are so heavy right now.
Yeah.
School, class, coaches, you know, whatever it may be. There's not a ton of downtime.
Yeah, no, trust me, I know, because I've been there before.
I
It's
mean, and
literally
having class till 8, I'm like, yep,
You
literally going to bed.
I used to tell people, if you're an athlete and someone's making time for you, or if that athlete's making time for you, you must not understand how important that time they're making for you, because
Yeah, that's so true.
it's literally no time.
Especially if you're like uber committed to what you're doing. It's like there's not really, you know, even when you have the time off, it's like all you're doing is thinking about what you should be doing.
Exactly.
And it's like not resting at all.
No, and it's sometimes it's trying to do the stuff that you can't do throughout that time that you're doing everything that you're doing, or that one thing. So for me, when I was playing football, we had a rigorous schedule, nothing different from what you're doing now, and we will have small times here and there, right? But that small time that you have here and there, that's the time. Whatever you do with that time is what separates you from your opponent, right?
Yeah.
So we have athletes who take that time to go back in the weight room, right? Go back and study the playbook. Go out, do a few more gashes, right? And then you have other athletes who, which is nothing wrong, use that time to spend with their other partner, right?
Yeah.
Go out and enjoy themselves, or whatever they do to please themselves. And it's like, bro, it's very, very tough and difficult at times.
Yeah, it's such a balance. I mean, there are some people that if they're super fixated, they love it, and you know, they live, breathe, and sleep their sport, so they're cool with it. And then there's some athletes that just, if they overanalyze it, I mean, they kind of crumble. So it's such a fine balance, especially like figuring out the kind of athlete you are too.
True.
It's almost like your whole day is consumed by exactly what you said. It's like, should I be doing this? Should I be doing that? Am I doing the right things? So it's like, I hear you.
So what is one moment that you're most proud of?
NCAAs.
NCAAs?
Yeah.
And why is that?
Going into college, that was the mission, you know, that was the goal, that was the woohoo moment, like I made it kind of moment. And I think it's interesting, like people have asked me, you know, why was that so special to you? And I think it's just because you wait for something so long and you put so much time and effort into it. It's like when it happens, it's like, it's almost more of a relief than it is like a proud moment. And then I think a year, you know, maybe almost a year now it's been since I did that. Looking back on it, it's like you almost enjoy the journey more than you do the actual winning of it. It's like I kind of miss, obviously I'm like so glad that, you know, I won the thing because that's all I wanted, but it's like you miss the moments that led you up to that. Up to that point.
Yeah, no.
It's crazy.
No, I can definitely. I mean, I haven't won all those damn accolades that you have. You have so many. But when we did go to finals for my track team in high school, when we got there, it was cool. But then you look back and it's like, dang, I kind of miss when we had to run extra 200s, right?
Yeah.
Extra 400s, right? We spent weeks on the baton exchange, right? We had multiple people fall out because we used to run on a concrete track, which is crazy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's funny to say, but I used to miss falling on there and getting scrapes, right?
Yeah.
And it brings you back because it's like, dang, I enjoyed all of that more than actually coming to the tournament and the championship that we ran in. But that's dope. That's very, very dope. So before we close off, what is, and I'm asking you probably 2 to 3 questions, what is one life lesson that you learned and that still resonates with you today?
It's a great one. A life lesson. Dude, I don't know.
I mean, there's a lot of lessons that you've learned. So definitely can. I mean, one life lesson for me that I've learned is to never give up and always stay positive. Only because I've growing up, I used to just have a very, very hard time just getting the stuff that I wanted, right? Some of the times it probably wasn't stuff that I didn't need, but I didn't realize that, right?
Right.
I just thought it was just nothing's ever going my way. And I was just man, it's always because of this, always because of that. And I was just being negative, right? But as I started getting older and, you have mentors talk to you and you start going through different life lessons, I noticed it's bro, it probably just wasn't meant for you at that time, right? I'm a huge believer in God, and he's just going to place you in that area, right? Didn't give up, and then boom. Sometimes when I didn't give up, I would still have, trials and tribulations, but I would overall stay positive.
Yeah.
And then staying positive, ultimately, it literally changed my life. So it went from never giving up, I was still negative, but then it went to never giving up and staying positive, and then now, literally, it doesn't matter what I'm going through, it doesn't matter what I'm doing. If I get it, kudos, right? If I don't get it, it's still kudos. You know what I'm saying?
That's great. Yeah, I really like that. I think maybe it's hard for me to say what I learned specifically throughout my journey as a tennis player so far, but I think looking back on it and kind of what I'm working on heading into life is taking the things I've learned from the court and putting them into my personal life. Someone told me recently I'm very neurotic.
Neurotic.
I'm very neurotic, and I need to work on my overall optimism. And they were like, what's it gonna do? What's it gonna hurt you if you go through life and just be like, no, this is going to work out for me. Everything's gonna be good. I'm great. I'm doing well. I'm happy. I'm working hard towards my goals. How is that gonna hurt you in comparison to being like, what if this goes wrong? I'm worried about this. What if, all these different things that are out of your control. So I guess I'm just kind of like you in a sense, working on, I don't want to say, I guess positivity is a great word, but just overall optimism and not being so neurotic.
Neurotic, that's the new word. Yeah. That's going to be the word of the day, guys. Yeah. Neurotic. So for all of my subscribers, well, our subscribers, because now you're a part of the KOK family, and people who are viewing, what are some tips, advice that you have for them, and something that you want to leave with them?
To your subscribers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And anyone who's watching, your fans.
Wow. I really want to go back to your quote of the day, comparison is the thief of joy. I think it's super important to focus on yourself at times and just focus on the process and love where you are in the moment. I think when you look too far in the past and have, create regrets, or you look too far in the future and worry about anxiety, it's just kind of robbing you from happiness all around. So one of my favorite quotes is, "You can't flex on me if I'm happy for you."
That's bars.
and I honestly think it's such a great thing to live by. So I guess my advice to your subscribers and now mine are just don't let anyone take away from your own personal happiness. It'll come for you when it's meant to. And if it doesn't, it just was never meant for you.
I might have to write
mic
that
drop.
down. Yeah, definitely mic drop. Definitely mic drop. Say it one more time for them if they didn't hear you in the back.
The quote?
The quote.
"You can't flex on me if I'm happy for you."
You can't flex on me if I'm happy for you. You can't. I'm happy for you. How you gonna flex on me? I'm happy that you flexing, right?
Exactly.
I'm happy that you got that. Nah, that's dope. That's dope. That's the perfect way to end off. Before I start out or say anything, I want to say thank you once again for coming, spending the time. Definitely, I needed this. I needed this talk. It's not even forget the show. I needed this talk, and I kind of wanted to get more into the mind of a champion, right? Kind of want to see what I can take from you And then hopefully you took something from me, right, to ultimately help me get to my goal. And that's kind of why I like interviewing athletes, because we live on a different, I say vibration, right? Because we have to put all our energy into what we're doing and also into our personal lives as well, too, which takes, like you said earlier, it takes very, very critical balance. So, guys, to the KOK podcast, I want to say thank you for viewing. Guys, give it up for Alexa for coming out. Noel, right?
No.
Noel, okay, I got it right this time.
You got it.
Yeah, and you guys go ahead, subscribe, like, give me some comments in the, in the comment section, and don't forget, this is Call It Keenan, where we get inside the minds of champions. And also, don't forget, pressure makes diamonds. Bars. Thanks.
That was fun. Thank you.
Thank
That was
you.
great.
That
Those
was
are good
fun.
questions.
Appreciate it. Half of those questions I just had to just
Off the dome.
Off the dome.
Off the top.
Yeah. And I think it works best that way.
It does. When you're just having a real convo, it's way
easier.
more natural. It's more fun. That was great.
Appreciate
So
it.
how long ago did you start this?